Today we're talking about Mark Consuelos, a man millions see as confident, charming, and effortlessly put together, and his wife Kelly Ripa, whose warmth and humor have made her one of television's most beloved figures. From the outside, their life looked flawless. A beautiful family, decades of success, a home filled with laughter, and a marriage that seemed almost immune to the pressures of fame. But as Mark has now openly shared, what the world saw wasn't always the full story. He revealed that while cameras caught their smiles, inside their home, the two of them were quietly slipping into a pattern neither fully recognized until it was almost too late. There wasn't one dramatic argument or explosive moment. Instead, it was a gradual fading, tiny misunderstandings that slowly built distance, and that distance eventually becoming a silence neither of them intended. Mark admitted that he felt torn between the version of himself the world demanded and the tired, overwhelmed man he was becoming behind the scenes. He described it as living two separate lives, but never fully present in either. In his emotional confession, he spoke openly about the pressure of constantly being on. Every expression, every exchange, every moment on camera was examined by millions, and even at home, he often felt the invisible weight of needing to be the strong one, the cheerful one, the steady one. He said that there were days when all he wanted was to disappear, to be nothing more than a quiet husband on the couch, in sweatpants, with no expectations, no bright lights, no performance. But instead of stepping back, he kept pushing forward, more commitments, more hosting, more travel. He thought he was doing the responsible thing, providing, showing up, staying productive. What he didn't see was that emotionally he was running on empty. And gradually, that exhaustion seeped into his marriage. He would walk through the door, physically there, but mentally still somewhere else, trapped in deadlines, rehearsals, and the swirling demands of public life. He admitted that he smiled out of habit, not always out of joy. One of the most heartbreaking parts of his reflection was not the arguments they had, but the conversations they never had. Mark remembered nights when he saw Kelly sitting quietly on the sofa, clearly carrying something heavy, and instead of asking what was wrong, he convinced himself she needed space. Mornings when she was unusually silent, and instead of reaching out, he picked up his phone and buried himself in work. He said that, "I thought I was avoiding conflict, but really, I was avoiding connection." Over time, their silence became normal. Not because they lacked love, but because they allowed too many thoughts to go unspoken. Mark described one night that changed everything. There was no yelling, no slammed door, no dramatic tears. Just the two of them, sitting at the kitchen table, quiet, still, knowing something had shifted. Kelly asked him a simple question, one she had asked many times before, but this time it cut straight through him. For the first time, he couldn't hide behind a reassuring smile or a charming answer. He had to admit the truth. He wasn't okay, and deep down, he knew she wasn't either. That conversation became a turning point, the moment they both finally acknowledged the emotional distance between them. Not the end of their marriage, but the moment they realized something needed to change. Mark said the days that followed were the hardest, not because of headlines or rumors, but because of the quiet moments at home where he suddenly noticed everything he had been too busy to see. The family photos, the routines they had built, the small traditions they had stopped honoring. He said that you don't realize how precious ordinary moments are until you notice how easily they can slip away. If you watched all the way to this point, thank you for staying with this emotional and deeply personal journey. Mark and Kelly's story is a reminder that behind every polished public image is a real relationship navigating pressure, love, exhaustion, and healing. If you enjoy thoughtful, meaningful breakdowns like this, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next video. We have more emotional, inspiring, and eye-opening stories on the way. Don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts below.